Welcome to another episode of our live stream. I'm trying to see trying to see the reaction from my wife to our intro.
Delay.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it? Was it nice?
Yeah, it's good to start. It's super short, but it's
Here, let me play it again for you guys. That's my new intro, you guys. Woohoo! So you'll see it at the beginning and at the end. So yeah. So yeah, that took a lot of work. New intro video. Nice. That cost me $10, you guys. That was a $10 intro. So uh, yeah, there's this website you can go on and you can do stuff. And so yeah, so all right. And so today, you guys, it's called Mashni and the Professor. Now, some of you are thinking, what a dumb name. Well, as let me just show you the picture, even though you probably saw it. That's Mashni on the right. That's me. On the left is a guy who is a professor of Islam. And this guy is he's actually a student from Al Azhar University in Egypt. So he's, the Al Azhar, you guys, is the Vatican of Sunni Islam. I know some people say it's not right to say that. It's right to say that. They are like the Vatican. Whatever they say goes. So, of course, well, there's a mufti who's kind of like a pope, But anyway. So I think there's some people here who would like to see our intro. So let me just play my intro again. So, all right. Well, the name of the episode is Mashni and the Professor. Now, I will give great recognition to whoever can guess where I got the name Mashni and the Professor. Before I show you, because I'm going to show you, is there anybody who knows why I use that Mashni and the Professor? The professor is a student from Al Azhar University. Ilyas, if you be brave today, you could come on. Not that Christians don't have something similar to Al Azhar. Yeah, Ilyas, if you be brave, you come on, man, for a change. 1960. Yusuf. Do you hear what Yusuf said? You should pull in the 1965 Mustang in that intro. Well, you know what? I'm from that era. So, anyway, guys, just so you know, right now, let me just tell you, Mashni and the Professor. The reason it's Mashni and the Professor is because there was a show when I was a kid. It was called Nanny and the Professor. And this show was kind of taken from the Sound of, is it Sound of Music? No. Mary Poppins. Remember, there was a movie called Mary Poppins with this British housekeeper who comes and this family doesn't have a mother, and she kind of helps them out and all this stuff, and it's weird, and it actually is occultic and everything. Julie Andrews was in it. She won an Oscar for it, and but it was really big after Sound of Music for her. It was called 90. It was called that movie was the movie was called what was it called? The shoot, I just went out of my head what the. But anyway, it was Julie Andrews playing this. Shoot, why did it go? Oh, Mary Poppins. And so anyway, they made this TV show kind of trying to ride the coattails of Mary Poppins. And is weird. Is a weird show. It was like that lady. She's not the wife. She's a housekeeper, and she was kind of a psychic and stuff like that. Weird, trying to make it kind of like Mary Poppins. And the show only lasted for a year, but it was a year that I was in America. This is the year before I moved to the Holy Land. And so this show has always been, it was kind of there in the back of my mind. So I don't know if anybody remembers this. It was only on for 1 season or 2 seasons, and then it was canceled. So it wasn't very successful. But anyway, so that's the reason for the name of our live stream today, Mashni and the Professor. So anyway, so there you know. So anyway, but we've got a bunch of ex-Muslims here, and we got a Muslim. So I'm going to go ahead and put the invite here. And I know we've got several ex-Muslims, and it's awesome when we have a bunch of ex-Muslims. We got Yusuf, we got Blackwater, and we got Emmanuel. And if there's any other ex-Muslims who'd like to come on, and we got Ilyas, and Ilyas is a future ex-Muslim, and so so he will also be welcome to come. So there's the link, you guys. Come on up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of show you my encounter with this Al-Azhar professor. He was very good. You know, one thing about him, first of all, he's a nice guy, you know, and he came up to me, you know, because we met last week. When I went there last week, he was there. And so he was just, he was a nice guy, you know. I don't, he came up to me and started talking to me, and he was excited. He wanted to talk to me about Islam and everything. Oh, you remember Nanny and the Professor? Woohoo! We actually have somebody who remembers that show, Nanny and the Professor. So, so it's not just something made up. You know, I think they probably played it on Nick at Night, or you know, one of those things. You know, those channels that has 1970s shows and stuff. Everyone is Peter says, I'm an ex-Muslim. Muhammad said, everyone is born Muslim. Yeah. Yeah. So, anyway, so the professor came and he started talking to me. And you know how it ended, you guys? And you know that you won. Hey, Blackwater, could we talk about that? A little bit later. We talk about that when we go when we you know, when we're finished here. It's not going to be a very long stream, so we can go ahead and talk about it. We can talk about it when we're done here with the stream, okay? So it's that's a good question. So anyway, anybody who wants to come up, there's the link. If you'd like to come up, welcome. And so anyway, so this guy came, he started talking to me. And so I'm going to just go ahead and play the video about what we talked about. Some of it's in Arabic, some of it's in English. And you know what? It really led to several conversations, different conversations. And so I'm really happy to, I'm really glad that it got started like that. Welcome, Ammar Nasser. And so we'll just go ahead and watch it, and we'll just comment on it. If anybody would like to comment on it, feel free to. And so this is Mashni and the Professor. Okay. Let me go ahead and share the screen here. Wow, I can't believe someone actually remembers that show. It was only on for 1 season. So, all right, let's. Now, I started recording it before, you know, but what happened is that the sound went off. So I ended the video, this live stream, and started another one. So this is the beginning of the second one. So I missed a little bit of the discussion, but we'll go ahead and watch this part. Meaning that he's the only one who created the man and no, okay. Oh, I didn't create the man and woman except to worship me. Right. Okay. Let me see. Just because I want to go back to the beginning. Okay. Yeah, this guy started getting into Arabic grammar. What's the word that you were asking about? Allah said في سورة الإسراء في القرآن
وما خلقت الجن والإنس إلا ليعبدون.
Yes, I created the man and the devils to worship me.
But you said وما وده باللغة العربية الجرامر هنا
Yeah.
جرامر
Oma,
كلمة وما
meaning
وما not
that
وما.
he's the only one who created the man and
No.
no. Okay.
وما في اللغة العربية عشان تسمع بس.
I didn't create the
Yes,
man and woman
I did.
except to worship me, right?
But yes.
To worship me, right?
Yes.
Right.
So why you said in Arabic did you learn in school نفي والنفي إثبات في اللغة العربية؟ نفي والنفي إثبات. I did not talk to you except أنا ما كلمتكش except because you are here.
Okay, so he started getting into some weird Arabic grammar stuff, and you know what? He was trying to change the subject, actually, trying to impress me with his knowledge of the Arabic language because he was trying to avoid. But we're going to get into a subject real soon here. Just a second.
Speak Arabic.
Yes.
Nothing. That means instead of I did not talk to you,
Right.
I talked to you because you speak Arabic.
Yes. أهلا وسهلا بك. أهلا وسهلا بك.
When I said I did not talk to you except you speak Arabic.
Do you believe Sahih al-Bukhari?
I believe in everything.
Everything? So do you believe that
Okay, so keep note here, you guys. I asked him, do you believe in Sahih al-Bukhari? He said, I believe everything. Okay, so he said he believed it, okay? But then look what happened. So
Muhammad married Aisha when she was 6 years old? Like Sahih al-Bukhari says? That Muhammad was 15.
Okay, you guys, this is a graduate of Al-Azhar University. And I told him Muhammad married a 6-year-old girl, and he says, who said that? This guy is a professor, you know.
هذا في صحيح البخاري.
هل صحيح البخاري يا مارك؟
Yes.
I'm a professor.
Yes.
He says, I'm a professor. I have a master's degree.
And I have master's degree from Al-Azhar University.
From Al-Azhar University.
I'm doctor here philosophy.
And you don't know that Muhammad married Aisha when she was 6 years old?
No.
ودخل بها when she was 9 years old?
No.
I can show it to you. I can show you exactly.
Who's the first
I can show you
Who's the first
13 verses in the Sahih.
Wrong.
All the Sahih hadith is wrong.
Not Sahih.
It's all Sahih. Sahih Bukhari.
If this sentence, Sahih Bukhari, how many? Only one word? No.
What about Sahih Muslim?
If this sentence mentioned in
Sahih Muslim, Ibn Majah كمان. Ibn Majah.
You know, he's asking me, well, who said it? Who said it? You know, and I think what he's trying to do is the science of hadith to say, well, who said it to who, you know, because that's the way the hadith are. You know, this person said it to this person, said to this person, said it to this person, said it to this person, said it to this person. Now, these hadiths about Aisha's age, Aisha is the one who said them all. Okay. But, you know, the chain of narrators, and we've done some things about the chain of narrators. Let me just show you the, let me just show you because I've showed this several times, but that the chain of narrators almost always goes back to two people. One is named Urwa, and one of them is named the father of Urwa, and that was Aisha's nephew. So it's her sister's son who's saying this, you know. And so and he said Aisha said it. Okay, so anyway, this is the age of Aisha. I know I've done this before here. Okay, these are some things about Aisha. Okay, okay, these are the sources where you can find all these things about Aisha's age. It's in Sahih al-Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, Sunan Ibn Majah, Sunan Nisa'i, and Abi Dawud. Okay, those are 5 of what's called the Sittah, the 6 big books of hadith. And here are the actual hadiths. Okay, these are the actual hadiths that talk about Aisha's age. Okay, and all of them, the grade of all of them is Sahih. And then here's one of them. This is Sahih Bukhari 3984. The Prophet engaged me when I was a girl of 6 years. We went to Medina, stayed at the home of Beni el Harith bin Khazraj. When then I got ill, my hair fell down. Okay, here's another one. Sahih Muslim. Allah's messenger married me when I was a girl of 6 years old, and I was admitted to this house at the age of 9. And admitted to his house means, and then she had an attack of fever for a month and her hair fell down. Okay, this is Sahih Muslim also. Aisha reported that Allah's apostle married her when she was 7 years old. And now you see, there's a couple of hadiths where it says that she was 7 years old instead of 6. But all of them say that when he had sex with her, it was always 9 years old. So Muhammad married Aisha when she was 7, consummated the marriage with her when she was 9. Sunan ibn Majah, Sahih. Okay. Sunan Nisa'i, the messenger married me when I was 7, and he consummated the marriage when I was 9. Okay. All of these are Sahih hadiths. Aisha said the messenger married me when I was 6, and we went to Medina. I became ill, and my hair fell out, and it grew back. Okay. Sunan Nisa'i 3258. It was narrated by Aisha that Muhammad married her when she was 9, and he died when she was 18. Now there's this this is Sahih, you guys. So she lived with him 9 years, and there's this thing that's going around that Muhammad married her when she was 18. It does say she was 18, but she was 18 when he died, and he died when he was 63, meaning he was 53 when he married her, and she was 6. So, okay, Sunan Abi Dawood, the messenger married me when I was 7. Okay, Sahih Muslim again, he married me when I was 6 and admitted me to his house when I was 9. Sahih al-Bukhari again, he made the marriage contract with Aisha when she was 6 and consummated the marriage when she was 9. Sahih al-Bukhari, married her when she was 6, consummated when she was 9. Sahih al-Bukhari again, married her when she was 6, consummated when she was 9. So all of them, okay, at the age of consummation, 9 years old is mentioned 11 times. In these 13 hadiths, 11 times it says Muhammad consummated the marriage, and he was 54. He was 54 when he consummated. She was 9. So there's a 45-year difference. 11 times it says that. Age of marriage, 8 times it says she was 6. 3 times it says she was 7. 1 time it says that she was 6 or 7. 1 time it says 9. The fact that she was with dolls that she was playing with dolls when he married her, brought her to his house, is mentioned twice. The fact that she was on swings is mentioned twice. Her hair falling out is mentioned 3 times, and her illness when she went to Medina is mentioned 3 times. Okay. Puberty issues. She was taken to his house as a bride when she was 9, and her dolls were with her. The fact that she had dolls means she hadn't reached puberty yet, because they were allowed to play with dolls until they reached puberty, because dolls are kind of considered like images, like idols. But until the time of their puberty, they were allowed to play with dolls. Okay. This is Fath al-Bari on Sahih al-Bukhari. It says the playing with the dolls is similar, and similar images is forbidden, but it was allowed for Aisha at the time as she was a little girl, not yet reached the age of puberty. Fath al-Bari on Sahih al-Bukhari. Okay. And there's several other hadiths that indicate that she reached puberty at the age of 14 because she was playing with the dolls till she was 14. Okay. And, these are some hadiths. About the isnad issues, I'm not going to go too far into it, but isnad meaning the chain of narrators, almost all of them in 12 of the 13 hadiths, these are the last three names in the chain. Hisham, Abi, and Aisha. Hisham is Aisha's brother-in-law. No, excuse me, her nephew. Abi, whose name is Urwa, is her brother-in-law. And then it goes to Aisha. So, those are the last three names. That's why all these are sahih. Okay. 9 times it has all three. So anyway, I'm not going to go too far there. But so anyway, guys, so these are very, in Islamic terms, credible sources. And so anyway, I wasn't making up what I was saying, but he was trying to run away. He was trying to get away and to change the subject. So anyway, let's continue. Listen, he said that he's a graduate of Al-Azhar University. So anyway, let's just continue to hear what he's got to say. Like I said, he's a nice guy. I felt sorry for him. At the end, he told me that I have a devil, but so
Did Aisha lie?
he said that the hadith was wrong, and I asked him, did Aisha lie?
Because Aisha 13 times says Muhammad married me when I was 6 years old, took me to his house.
Who said that?
Aisha.
Who said
Umm
that?
al-Mu'mineen.
Who said that on behalf of Allah?
It's a Sahih hadith. So
Sahih
what was?
was alive when Muhammad married Aisha.
So you're saying Sahih al-Bukhari is wrong then?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, there you heard again. Okay, this is a professor from Al-Azhar. Okay, at first he said he believes everything. So when I said, do you believe Sahih al-Bukhari, he said, I believe everything. But now he said Sahih al-Bukhari is wrong. So
that's good. That's good. So Sahih al-Bukhari is wrong. So throw the hadith in the garbage. Throw the hadith in the garbage, right?
You're my brother. I'm serious. You're my brother.
Sahih al-Bukhari is garbage.
Yes, wrong, not garbage. You see,
well, you just told me that it's a lie. If it's a lie, it's garbage.
في حديث في thousands آلاف من الحديث.
That's Sahih al-Bukhari.
Thousand مش واحدة بس.
13 hadith say Aisha was 6 years old when Muhammad.
Wrong.
Okay.
He's wrong.
Okay. There's another verse in the Quran. In the Quran, 65.
Okay, now this is where I wanted to take him to read. Well, what about the Quran 65:4? Because that's in Surah Al-Talaq, where it says that you can marry prepubescent girls before they reach puberty. The verse is Quran.com. Okay, let's see. This is 65, verse 4. Okay, and hey, does any of the Arabic speakers want to come on and you can help us with this? It'd be great if one of the Arabic speakers can come on, and just because I'd like you to translate this Arabic for us, and I can do it, but my Arabic is a little bit simple. So Yusuf or Blackwater, I know you guys read Arabic, so if you'd like to come on and read this. Now, this is 65:4, and it says, and of your women past the age of menstruation, in case you do not know, their waiting period is 3 months, and those who have not menstruated as well. In Arabic, illi ya'sin min al-muhid, those who do not menstruate anymore, min nisakum, of your women, in aritum fa'addithum thalatha ashhur. Their waiting period is 3 months if they no longer menstruate. And in the Arabic, the next thing is willi lam yahidn. And it says, and the ones who have not menstruated. meaning these have not, and the English translation here is actually correct. And those who have not menstruated as well. And all the commentators say that this means girls, young girls who have not yet menstruated because they're prepubescent. So, so this is what I'm talking to him about. And so, because I'm trying to show him that it's not just in the hadith, it's also in the Quran, So, here's Yusuf. Hello, Yusuf.
Hello, my brother.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. God bless you,
Yeah.
man.
God bless you too.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
I was gonna come on earlier, but then I was like, you know what? Every time we come on, your video has nothing to do with the title, so we wanted you to go, to follow the title for a little bit.
Okay. Well, today's title is a little bit weird, but so yeah, but the this verse right here, when it could you translate the Arabic for us right here to
Sure.
just word for word the Arabic here? You know this verse, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So واللائي يئسن من المحيض. المحيض is basically period, women's period.
Right.
Right. So واللائي يئسن. يئسن means give up, or in this case would be stopped.
Yes, stopped.
Right.
So no longer have the period, right?
Yeah. So those who no longer have the period, من نسائكم means of your women.
Right.
What does this say? In ارتبتم, if you were in doubt. فعدتهن, their عدة, their waiting period. 3 أشهر, 3 months. And then واللائي لم يحضن, and those who never had their period.
Never had. See, that's it. Yes. Right there.
Lam is negative, always negative.
Yes.
So واللائي, those who did not or had not had their period.
Yes.
وأولاة الأحمال, and those who are pregnant. Let me see. I cannot see the أجلهن, their time or their period would, or sorry, not their, like their عدة, أجلهن, their time. The waiting time, the waiting period would be أن يضعن حملهن, that they give birth. ومن يتق الله, and those who fear Allah. يجعل من أمره يسرا, makes their matters, yeah, it says it down there. It says, makes their matters easy for them.
Yes. So in terms of the young girls, what does this mean for young girls?
Those would be from واللائي لم يحضن.
Yes.
So that would be those who never had their period.
Right.
Which the tafsir says, well, for me, I grew up hearing this this explanation from imams saying that there are some women who, for some reason, which is like a odd situation, not a common situation, that there are some women that are either too late in their period, or some girls, let's say some girls, too late in their period, or there are some women who are fully grown up but they don't have their period. But really, I mean, what's the percentage of women?
Yes.
Who, in this case?
Yes.
But what makes it worse is the tafsir that says
Yes.
about women, about little girls who never had their periods, as in they they're still little girls.
Yes.
That's the sad part.
Yeah. And
Aisha would be included.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they even say it's because of Aisha that, you know, I mean, like Ibn Kathir, you know, he says that this was partly because of Aisha, because she was so young,
Yes.
that they, you know, that this verse, or at least the way they interpreted it, to mean young girls. They did not interpret it to be this very rare condition where women don't menstruate.
Because they'll have to have examples of Muhammad's life.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be a clear example.
Mm.
So that would answer earlier. Elias was saying that you have to be educated, you'll have to be certified, or whatever he called it, qualified. He said you got to be qualified to talk about Islam.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be qualified to read. That's all what you need to do.
Yeah.
If you know how to read, you will know what it says there.
Yes.
I mean, they always tell you you have to be able to read the Arabic and understand it. No, you don't have to. It's translated. There's thousands and thousands of translations. Read them and see what makes more sense to you. Don't pick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, compare it with the Arabic. It would be better if you know the Arabic, but I mean, you don't have to know only Arabic to understand what it says.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm trying to, let me see if I can open this just to show the, shoot, I'm having difficulty opening this website. It's called Quran X, which
Yeah,
has
it's been giving me a hard time too.
really, okay. So it's not just me. I'm
No,
wondering
no,
if,
it's like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
okay. Just because Ibn Kathir and Jalalain both say that this is about little girls, you know, and so, you know, I don't think there's a way around this. Oh, it's broken for everyone. Okay, they're
You
telling,
get the internal server error.
yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
me too. I got that.
yeah, internal server error. That's right, yeah. But everybody seems to be having a problem, and probably, I bet you, it's because they discovered that they discovered how it's being used against them. So, but
Oh, there are thousands of websites.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know there's others that, you know, like Tafasir or something.com also, and you know, that have this. So, all right, well, that's real. I really wanted you to just to be there, you guys. Yeah, I just wanted you to hear it from a native Arabic speaker who knows what this means. But you know what's interesting is that actually the English translation on this one was really not that bad, because at least in this case, it's true. And those who have not menstruated, which there is kind of saying that it's young girls, you know. So yeah, well, thank you, man, for doing that. And so, you know, if you don't mind hanging out a little bit, just so that you can, because some of this is in Arabic, if you would be willing to kind of go through this with us.
Sure, I'm
Yeah.
here. It's Friday
Okay.
night. I have nothing to do tomorrow. I'm not working tomorrow, so.
Okay, great. All right, let's I'll just play a little bit more here. So
Listen to me. Once you
Okay.
listen to me.
Okay. Okay.
At what age Muhammad is married?
okay, he's asking me here, what age Muhammad got married? Now he's talking about Khadija now. So
Muhammad married Aisha when he
No,
was 53.
Aisha
No,
bought
Khadija, and so that's
Come
not
on,
Khadija.
who's the first wife?
She had money. That's why
Yes,
Muhammad married her.
good,
Yes.
good.
She was 40. He was what was he? 20 or 15?
Come on, you see now. He was 10. You had
He was 10 when she married him. No,
Come on.
he married Aisha when she was 6. So I don't. Nothing surprises me. Muhammad married Aisha
Who's
when
the
she was
first wife?
6.
Answer me. Who's the first wife?
Khadija. She
How
owned
old
him.
was she? Khadija?
Khadija Khadija was older than him, 15 years.
Yes.
Yeah, but she had money.
Yes,
Money.
yes, yes.
Muhammad wanted
Nothing wrong
money.
with that. Yes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Nothing
He
wrong
wanted
with
the
that.
money. That's
Yes.
why he married her.
Yes.
She controlled him. She owned him.
No, not control him. No.
She owned him.
No, Iran
She
has
owned
business.
him.
Iran has business.
Yeah,
Iran has business.
yes.
So why?
She wanted the money.
So you admit it now. The first wife was
Yeah.
Aisha.
But when she
The
died,
first wife was
was Khadija.
Khadija bint Khuwaylid.
Right.
How many
But
years?
why
after
did Muhammad
Fatima
marry a 6-year-old girl?
He didn't.
Aisha. Yes, he does. Aisha.
He didn't. But yeah, he married.
He's saying he didn't marry her. He didn't marry a young girl. Now I can't imagine that a Sheikh of Al Azhar doesn't know this. Do you think that's possible, Yusuf, that somebody who studied at Al Azhar doesn't know that Aisha was 6 years old?
There are many of them who they're not only taught history of Islam and hadith and tafsir and all of that, they're taught to answer questions like those. They were taught to, for example, hey, if someone mentions this Aisha being a little girl when Muhammad married her, no, go to plan B. It's you get to prove otherwise. Like as he said, I believe everything in Bukhari.
Yes.
Once you mentioned Aisha and she was 9. No. She wasn't.
Yeah.
So is he gonna be able to show us that she was not 9 or older than 9 or like the Shia say 18?
So
Some Shia say even over 20.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So, but again, like, can he show us could he show you a hadith that says otherwise? No, there isn't.
Mm. Yeah, you see, that's what I told him. I said, I have these 13 hadiths from 5 of the 6, the sitta, the 6 biggest books of hadith, and he didn't have any sources, and he's a professor. He's a professor who studied at Al Azhar, and yet he's not able to, he's not able to answer anything, or to provide any sources. So, how's it going? How's it going, Blackwater?
Remember that Sheikh?
Oh,
hey, Blackwater, how are you?
Hello.
God bless you, man.
How you guys doing?
Doing good, man.
Well, thank God.
I know I always feel welcome to come on here, but because I was talking with somebody and then running your stream, I was like, I don't know if you invited me. I was like, should I join?
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Yeah, I was asking, the ex-Muslims, and we have a Muslim, Ilyas, I'd like him to come on too, but we know he's just a little afraid, but that's okay. So, Blackwater, when you were a Muslim, did you know about Aisha being 6 years old?
I sure did. It was I think it's an easy and lame excuse that they could say, "Oh, well, what's going on back then." So I didn't really hone in on that one as much as like the killing the Jews and the Islamic heaven and him, torturing Abu Kanana for treasure. Those are the things that I focused on because I'm like, these people are just dumb. They're gonna say. I know you know our argument because we say, oh, if it was just happening back then, why is it happening in Yemen and Turkey? Oh, well, Majaneen, these people are crazy. They always have an excuse out of it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I definitely knew about it. It was more for me like finding out that she fought Ali, and I'm like, wait a minute, like they didn't tell me about that, and then going down that rabbit hole. And I said it a million times. Say it again. I appreciate the Shia because they talk about the actual stuff that happened in the history, good and bad. Whereas the Sunni, you're just like, oh, they're all friends and they all loved each other, but they were just slaughtering each other.
Yeah. It's true,
man. As a matter of fact, even some Sunni people will talk about it, but they will talk about it as in, well, wow.
Oh,
There's like echo or something.
oh. Hey, Blackwater, I'm just gonna mute you, bro, for a second, okay?
Why am I echoing again? Yeah, go ahead.
I think that was coming, from you there, but just for a second. Yeah, thanks. Sorry about that. Go ahead,
No,
Yusuf.
it's okay. So the Sunnis, or at least some Sunnis, they will mention those wars between Aisha and Ali, or between Yazid and Hussein, Ali and Muawiyah, all of these. But it's funny, they say it's like it's almost like a joke. Like, for example, in the case of Yazid and Hussein,
Yes.
they always say Sayyidina al-Hussein, or what is it? Sayyidina Yazid قتل Sayyidina al-Hussein. So they're both Sayyidina,
Okay.
right? But one of them killed the other.
Killed the other.
Yeah. So same thing with Muawiyah and Ali. Sayyidina Muawiyah harab Sayyidina Ali.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like it's almost like it sounds like a joke, really. Like if one of them or both of them fought each other, right? So
Right.
this guy has an army, that guy has an army. They started fighting each other. I don't know how many thousands died in all of these, and they're all Muslims. They're considered to be Muslims. So Muslim A fought Muslim B, but they're both going to heaven. I don't get it, But yes, Shia will say that definitely the Umayyad team, like Muawiyah, Aisha, that's in the case of Ali against Ali, and then Yazid against Hussein. Those are the Umayyad. Yes, they will go. They are definitely in hell.
Oh, wow.
Yes, they say that those are definitely in hell.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
The Sunnis, they say, well, we don't know. We cannot say if they're in hell. Or they say, no, they're both in heaven, but one of them, I guess, has a higher position in heaven. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. It reminds me of when when I was in the Gaza Strip and Fatah and Hamas were fighting each other, and the Fatah guys called the Hamas guys kafirs, and the Hamas guys called the Fatah guys kafirs, and so you didn't know who was the real kafir, and so.
So who was the woman who ate somebody's liver?
Do you know of a story of a woman who ate somebody's liver?
Yeah, this is Muawiyah's mother.
Oh.
Hind.
She ate Muhammad's uncle's liver. Her name is Hind.
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 Yeah, Hind.
Yes. Her name is Hind. Her husband was Abu Sufyan.
Oh.
Abu Sufyan was one of those we talked about. Abu Sufyan was one of those what they call al-mu'allafa qulubuhum.
The ones
someone who got paid.
Oh, okay, bribed.
Yeah. So yeah, someone who got bribed to be Muslim.
Okay.
So that's the husband.
Okay.
His wife Hind, she hired one of her slaves to kill Hamza, the uncle of Muhammad.
Okay. Yes.
So I think it was in Badr, if I'm not mistaken. Uhud or Badr, one of the two first. I think the second one. The second one is Uhud, I think.
Okay.
Second battle, I think, is Uhud.
Uhud. Okay.
So he killed him, and after the battle, she went to the battlefield to the body of Hamza, and she ripped him open, and she ate his liver. They call her Akidat al-Akbad.
Oh boy, yeah.
They taught us in school. They were teaching us in school.
My wife said she was taught that in school. So that's beautiful. Beautiful history lessons there. So, yum. Wow. So, yeah. And, it's interesting there too. You're talking about Hamza. Is that Hamza, this is how we know that Muhammad was born 4 years after his father died, is because Hamza, he should
Only
have
4 years.
yeah, he should have been as old as Hamza, because his father died the year that he got married to his mother, and yet Hamza was 4 years older than Muhammad,
Yes.
which means that Muhammad was born 4 years after Hamza. And it's based on his death there that they know that there's a 4-year gap there, which is what led to the belief that Muhammad's mother was pregnant for 4 years. And so, have you heard that too?
Yeah, sure.
You
Yes.
guys know all this stuff, man. It's like I didn't know any of that. So, did you know that, Blackwater, about Muhammad's mother being pregnant 4 years?
I think he's still muted though.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. No,
Oh.
yeah. Well, I heard about the CP. I heard about Hind and all
Oh,
that
okay.
crazy stuff, which is crazy. I think it was said before on the channel. What is it? قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. Say, O the believers, لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ. I will not worship what you worship, and you won't worship what I worship, and la 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 la. But then those people, and they say half-hearted, those are the Banu Umayyah, they became Muslim. It was half-hearted, but Muhammad said that they would never become Muslim.
Right. So his false prophecy one more time,
Yeah.
So yeah, that you see, that's one thing that they is that verse is very clear. You will not worship what I worship, and yet they did. They became Muslims later. So yeah, so somebody
That
says
is correct.
Satan worshippers eat the liver of their human sacrifice. Yeah, dude.
This is a hint.
Yeah, dang. All right. Well, let's go ahead and listen to a little bit more of our Al Azhar guy. And you guys, I'm not making fun of this guy. Okay, I really like this guy. I hope that I'll be able to talk to him some more next time. I'm not making fun of him, but it's interesting. He said, "I believe everything in Sahih Bukhari," and then all of a sudden he said, no, Sahih Bukhari is wrong. So
If I could say something for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Remember that sheikh that you watched his video I think a couple times a few months ago. His name was Wasim Yusuf.
Oh yeah, right.
Yes. Remember what he said? He graduated from the Azhar too.
Okay.
Right? What did he say in his video? Everything that we learn, they tell us to hide. Right?
Oh,
we
wow.
hide 90% or whatever he said, the percentage. We hide 90% of what they teach us.
Wow.
This is in their curriculum.
Wow.
And this is a living example. Just happened to you. What is it? Today? Yesterday?
No, this is today. So,
Yeah.
Wow, that's very interesting. Yeah, or you can lie about it, right?
Yes.
You're allowed to lie about it. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, how is it that a professor who's got a master's degree, he's got a master's degree from Al Azhar University, and he doesn't know this?
Did he say masters in what?
He didn't say what, but he said he got a master's degree from Al Azhar University.
Yeah, find it funny how Farouk, what's his name?
Uthman?
Uthman Farouk, Uthman ibn Farouk.
Yes.
He has masters in hadith and he lies about hadith too.
Yeah, and he doesn't
know again, it's in the system.
Wow. Yeah. You gotta, you're allowed. I mean, Muhammad allowed you to lie, to your wife, to your friends, and to your enemies. So, all right, let me just play let's see if we can.
Wait, so if you could lie to your enemies, Then you could lie to the Christians, calling them that we love you, but then they're really your enemies. But then you could also lie about Jesus because they're your enemies. So really, whatever they say about Jesus is a lie because Muhammad said you could lie to your enemy.
Right.
And think
Yeah,
about it.
sorry,
You can lie to your wife. You can lie to your friends. You can lie to your enemies. And those are the three people that lived during Muhammad's time. So basically, you can lie to everyone.
To everyone. I mean, who's left?
Yeah.
You can't lie
Your
to your
friend?
cat. Don't lie to your cat or your dog, okay? Just don't do that.
Hey, you know that, I think maybe we need to be a little serious here because there was a woman who went to El Jannah, to heaven, because she fed a cat. And so, cats are very serious subject. So
It's the opposite. A woman went to hell because she did not feed a cat.
oh, she did not feed the cat. Okay, so either way, cats are very serious subjects. So, don't want to be too
Don't feed
light.
your cat, guys. Just feed your cat.
I feed the neighbor's cat.
Yeah, my wife just said she feeds the neighbor's cats too. So, okay.
Maybe 6
But
times,
she didn't.
13 verses in the Quran say
How
she
he
was
says that?
6 years
How he
old.
says that? And after that, he said, when you get married, that's just to be. But yeah, I 6 years old.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say she was bad. It says that she was 6 years old, and then he had sex with her when she was 9 years old. Hold up. Habibi, I'll show it to you. Habibi, I know. No. You're changing. You're changing your books, man.
No,
You're changing your books. You're a professor and you don't know these things? Do you know what Quran 65 for? Do you know what 65 for? تعرف القرآن أنت?
He kept saying, trust Allah, trust Allah.
Do you know the Quran? Do you know the Quran? Okay, you see, you keep changing the subject because you won't let me ask a question. You don't have an answer, so you won't let me ask you a question. You say you're a professor. I'm asking you. Quran 65:4 says about Surah Al-Talaq, ayah 4. Okay, it talks
How
about.
many ayahs of Quran?
Okay,
How many ayahs of
can
Quran?
we just stay? Can I just ask
No,
a
you said
question?
ayah. That means how I know that 64 is the
So as soon as I started saying that about 65:4, he goes, how many verses is in the Quran? Just so.
6 surah, how many ayah or how many surahs
ayahs of
or
Quran?
how many surahs? I know surahs. Surahs is 114.
How many ayahs of Quran?
Okay, ayahs is I don't know
The
exactly.
verses is ayah, man, these
Okay, you're
verses.
changing the subject.
No, I'm not
You're a
saying-
professor. You shouldn't
Listen,
change the subject.
no,
You should
I
be
don't
brave and let
No,
me talk
because when
to
you
you
listen
without
ayah, I
changing
want
the
to see how,
subject.
if you know the ayah of
Okay,
Quran.
but let me tell you. Let me ask you a question about an ayah in Surah Al-Talaq. It says that that women, when they get divorced, there's a 3-month waiting period. You know what that's called? The iddah, right?
Yes,
The
yes.
iddah, right? And then it says that women who no longer have their period, the period is 3 months, right? وَالَّذِي لَنْ يَحِدْنَ, the ones who have not menstruated, meaning they're still little girls. Their waiting period is 3 months too. The Quran says you can marry little girls and divorce them. الَّذِي لَنْ يَحِدْنَ, the ones who have not yet menstruated. That means you can marry a girl before she menstruates. That's a prepubescent girl. The Quran says this, 65:4.
The Quran says that nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with marrying a 4-year-old girl.
So the
With
period.
having sex with a 4-year-old girl, there's nothing wrong with that.
We think for you, it's just the period. The months
The
of period.
Quran says, الَّذِي لَنْ يَحِدْنَ, means the ones that have not
Did
yet
you
menstruated.
did you mention the age?
It says,
Did you mention the age?
I wish it did.
No,
I wish
you
it
wish,
did.
you see,
I
you
wish
wish.
it did. I wish it did
You have to
because if
mention
it
the
did,
age.
it would be better. Because
Yes,
if it did, it would be better because it means that you could marry a girl who's 3 years old. According to that verse. الَّذِي لَنْ يَحِدْنَ, the ones who have not yet.
You know what he started saying there about that verse that says, about marrying prepubescent girls. He says, does the verse say what age? Does the verse say what age? And that's when I told him, dude, it'd be better if it did say the age. It'd say up to 5 years old or 6 years old or 8 years old, but it doesn't say the age, which means that you can go all the way back, which, Ayatollah Khomeini said, I mean, it could be a baby because there is no age limit in the Quran.
Yeah.
you know. So it's demonic, yes. So yeah, let me just go ahead here.
Yeah, menstruated.
He mentioned only in the history, not in the Quran.
It's in the Quran,
No,
65:4.
he mentioned about he was a man 120 years old. He got married, in Somalia. He got married, to a girl 15 years old. He mentioned that, and she got pregnant with him. That's what he said.
But the Quran says that in 65:4 that you can marry girls, pre-pubescent
The
girls.
Quran did not mention the age.
It does- I wish it did, because it means that you can marry 3-year-old girls. Please read it. Please read it. But please read it. Please read it.
I read it. I read from those.
65:4. 65:4. الذي لن يحد. What does that mean? الذي لن يحد. The ones who have not yet menstruated. What does that mean?
Second, you said you're 115 years old.
1,400. Which one?
114.
Which Quran?
114
Which Quran?
The Quran is 115 surahs.
Do you know
You are right.
Abdullah bin Mas'ud?
You are right. 1 second, you are right 100%.
Yeah. How many surahs in it? Which Quran? Hafs, Warsh, Susi, Duri, Kalun. Which Quran do you read?
Holy book only.
No, I know 37 different Qurans, and they're all different. They're all different. No, they're all
Only
different.
one.
One says
Only one.
Malik Yawmiddin, one says Malik Yawmiddin.
That is a transformation.
Okay, this is he started going off, and so I kind of just followed him, about the different Qur'ans, and I told him that example, which is the easiest example of the different Qur'ans, like from the Warsh and the Hafs. One says Malik Yawmiddin, one says Malik Yawmiddin in the Fatiha, and he says, "Oh, that's just pronunciation,"
But what are the two different words on that? Sorry to cut you off. Is that
No.
Are they both king?
That's great. One is Malik Yawmiddin. One is Malik Yawmiddin. Yusuf, can you explain that? What's the difference there?
Yeah, Maliki Yawmiddin means the owner of Yawmiddin, of Judgment Day, or
Yes.
the day of Deen, or whatever. Maliki Yawmiddin is the king of the day, of the Judgment Day.
Now,
So if it's a just a pronunciation problem,
that's
still
what he
there
said.
is a problem, because which translate, or which word was written in al-Kitab before existence? It's before existence, like it's before. That's supposedly the first things that Allah said. This is Maliki Yawmiddin, and this is Maliki Yawmiddin.
Okay, so in the Warsh Quran, it's this one. And what does this one say?
This is Maliki. Maliki. This
what
is
does it
king.
mean?
Yeah, king of the day.
And this one?
And this one is Maliki Yawmiddin. And this which means the owner of the day.
Yes.
Yeah. It's I'm so happy I read Arabic and studied, because those short vowels, you could see it literally says that Maliki. It has those lines. It's M and then a short A, le ki.
Right.
So it's that circle with the thing above it, then the L with the fatha kisra. I'm trying to recall, but that's crazy, bro. I never seen that, bro. That is crazy.
Well, the Hafs and the Warsh are those are the two most famous Qur'ans in the world. The Warsh is what they use like in Morocco and Algeria, whereas the Hafs is used everywhere else pretty much, except for like Libya, Sudan, and Somalia. And those all have their own Qur'ans. The Libya has the Kalun, the Somalia, Sudan have the Susi and Duri, and so there's all these different Qur'ans out there, and they're all different. And so, but he's saying it's just the pronunciation, but it's not.
Well, you see how he's jumping from one subject to another.
Yes.
And this Aisha subject would never be answered.
Yes. Yeah. We had to leave it because he's not going to. And you know what? he was it was almost as if it was more important to him to preserve the honor of Muhammad and the Quran rather than to face the truth, you know. And so he was just kept denying, you know, that in politics, you know what I heard, I believe it was Bill Clinton who told somebody, he says, in politics you just keep lying. Lie, just keep lying, you know. Don't ever admit that you lied, just keep lying. And that's kind of what I felt like with this guy. It's just like he wasn't going to tell the truth, even though he knows, you know. So, um, but yeah, let me just play because there's another thing he says here. I'd like you guys to hear here and comment on. So,
no, it's written different too.
No, pronunciation.
But one of them talks about the angels. It says, "Humma abad ar-Rahman."
Not Abid.
I know, but this is what it says about the angels. Humma abad ar-Rahman.
Yeah, well,
But you know what? You know what in the
كمل-
Warsh it says?
كمل.
I know.
الرحمن الذين
But what-
يمشون على الأرض هونا.
I know. But you know what the Warsh one says? Because they put the dot on top. It says, Humma ind ar-Rahman.
No.
Because one time
Show
they
me
put the
the
dot.
one.
Okay, I will show you. I'll
he
bring
said he wanted me to show him this one. And I could show this one to you guys right now, which is the difference between the Hafs and the Warsh. And this is a huge problem. And that in the Warsh, when it talks about the angels, first of all, let me show you the two words. Can you tell us what that word is?
This is ibad.
Ibad, which means slaves, right?
Yes.
And then this one is,
This is unda,
which means
with.
with. Now, they're the same consonants, right?
Yes. But the dots are positioned differently.
Yeah, it's just the dot. One of them says about the angels, Humma ind ar-Rahman, the Hafs, and the Warsh is Humma abad ar-Rahman. And the only difference is the dot is on top or the dot's on the bottom.
And there is the after the ba, there is that little alif.
Right.
Right, and this is the same alif with the first example that you did, Malik and Malik.
Yes.
So they call it medda or something like this. It's not the letter alif, but it's pronounced like the letter alif. So it's ibad. It's not abd.
Yes, but the consonantal structure is the same, but just the dot, the diacritical mark changed, and it completely changes the meaning. You know. And so that's what I was talking to him about. And you know what? He was caught off guard. He says, no, it doesn't say that, you know. And because he was, that almost makes me think he really didn't know this, you know. And I'm thinking, what? You studied at Al-Azhar? You got a master's degree from Al-Azhar and you don't know this? So
see, look, I mean, I grew up my whole life not knowing this, because the only Quran that I read was the
Hafs, right?
The Hafs.
Yes.
I never heard of Warsh until just recently, like a few years ago. So in the Azhar University, probably they would learn the Hafs, but I guarantee you they teach them, because this is a Islamic school.
Yes.
So they are to be graduated, or they are to graduate to be imams and sheikhs.
Right.
So they have to know all of these things. So I highly doubt that he did not know. He's just hiding it, or maybe he studied it but never looked it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I've heard that the sheikhs, when they go to their sheikh schools, that they learn all 10 Qur'ans, all the 10 Qira'at, you know, they learn all 10 of them, you know, the recitations, you know. So I'd be really surprised that if he doesn't know about it, you know. So, and just for anybody else who does speak Arabic, here's some other differences between the Hafs and the Warsh. One time it says Qala, one time it says full. It's supposed to be cool. Ooh.
Yeah, in the English says qul.
Yes. But
So qul would be say.
yes.
The other one qala is he said.
Right. So here's another one. Same verse, just different diacritical marks. The top one is naghfiru. The bottom one is yaghfiru.
Or
And this
yughfar. Yeah, yughfar.
Yeah.
The second one is yughfar.
Yeah. So what's the difference between those two?
So naghfar is literally we
Forgive.
forgive.
Yes.
It's like we forgive. Yughfar it means forgiven to someone.
Right. So it's like that changes the subject. Who's doing the forgiving? Yaghfir. He. Yaghfir. That somebody. So it changes the subject of the sentence from we forgive to, yaghfir. Somebody forgives. Somebody else. And then there's this one. Qatala.
And qutila. Yeah, that's a common one too. Yeah.
Yeah. And the top one means they fought. The bottom one means they were killed.
Yes.
And it's just the diacritical marks, but it completely changes the meaning. And so,
And all of these examples, you will see this little alif, just like Malik and Malik.
Well, right, but like the last one, naghfar or yughfar, we're not even just talking about the marks now. Those are, and it's one is starting with an N, the other one's starting with a Y.
right.
So, because when they say, oh, when the first Quran first came and the Arab knew exactly, they didn't need the short vowels. They knew everything. They would just put the wow as the long vowel and the Y, the yeah.
Right.
Because when the W is in the beginning of the sentence, if I remember my Arabic and you brush up on it, it's a W. But when the wow is in the middle of a word, it's like a long ooh.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's they can't just say, oh well, it doesn't matter. Even if you told them about the whatever marks, they would stumble because you're changing the whole definition of the word.
Yes.
But they're perfectly preserved. Like when Aisha's goat ate it when it was under her pillow.
Yeah.
The poor sweetheart. I just feel like she was just taken advantage of.
She was.
She's just a little girl, so I don't have no hate towards her. I don't hate anybody, but I'm a little bit of a loose screw. But
You're not. You're not. No, but you know what? The one thing about Aisha that I always, because I showed those 13 hadiths about her getting married to Muhammad and going to his house. There's 3 of the hadiths that say her hair fell out when she went to his house. And the reason why a little girl's hair falls out is because she's terrified.
Trauma, yeah.
3 times in the 3 hadiths, she says her hair fell out. And that means she was terrified of going to Muhammad's house. And so she was a victim, And so she became kind of evil maybe when she got older, but look what happened to her. Look what her parents did to her, And so, yeah, well, I mean, there's just a few more things I'd like to show you on this. We won't play the whole thing, but just a few more comments on here. So,
Bring it next week. I'll bring the Warsh and the Hafs, and you can see it.
No, the Holy Book.
The Hafs and what?
No.
There's so many different ones.
100%.
There's so many different Qurans. There's so many different
Pick
Qurans.
anyone.
There's the Hafs, the Warsh, the Susi, the Duri, the Kalun. These are all Arabic. No. I know that's what I was told. I was told that too. But it's not true. It's not true. I was told that too, but it's not.
Look again.
Yeah.
Jesus.
The Quran says Jesus died. You know that, right?
ضعيف.
It
هم
says Jesus
صلبوه.
died.
No.
No. It says, it's called Allah ya Isa. Inni mutawaffiq rafi'at ilayya. Chapter 355. متوفيق شو معناه متوفيق? What does متوفيق mean? I made you to die. I made you to die. And then Isa says to Allah, he says, right? لما توفيتني, right? Then when you made me to die. توفيتني, what does توفيتني mean?
There is difference between توفيت and أميتك. توفى ومات. What's the difference?
No. لما
No,
بقول
answer me. What is the difference between he did and توفى? What's the difference?
you went from English to Arabic. مرحبا تعال ارجع يلا ما تخافش تعال بدي احكي معك.
الشيطان
بيوصف speech him. بيوصف speech.
Okay, this is where, well, he was talking about the verse, "Inni mutawaffiq rafa'ak ilayya," and he was trying to weasel his way around the fact that it says that Allah says that Jesus died. But then what happened is some guy came, put his arm around him and says, "Don't talk to this guy. Satan is whispering to him." And then this guy wouldn't stop. He just totally went off on that. He that's all he would say to me then. He just kept saying, "Satan is whispering to you, Satan," because he couldn't win. He's a professor from Al Azhar, and he couldn't answer nothing. And so anyway, that was and I had several other encounters today, which was really cool, because I really love when I'm able to talk to them, even if it seems like there's no progress, but there is, and sometimes all you can do is like shake their faith a little bit, but maybe that'll get them to think, so.
Yeah, but this is those two verses that he mentioned, or you mentioned, إني متوفيك ورافعك إلي.
Yes.
And the other one is
لما توفيتني كنت أنت الرقيب عليه.
لما توفيتني كنت رقيب عليهم. They always link the two, and they say إني متوفيك means I cause you to
Die. Oh.
Well, that's what it means. I cause you to die, but they say sleep instead of
sleep.
Die. Because in other verses, this wafat was referred to as in sleeping, and then they bring this other verse, لما توفيتني.
Yes.
But I mean, think about the other verse, because that's what they bring to justify their nonsense.
Yes.
When they say لما توفيتني كنت رقيب عليهم, meaning like this is with their explanation, لما توفيتني meaning when you made me sleep. To me it sounds like Jesus only slept that night. Right? Right?
Wow.
Like he's telling God, or he's telling Allah, لما توفيتني كنت رقيب عليهم. Then if that means that he slept, it means that that Jesus only slept that night, and Allah كان رقيب عليهم only that night.
Oh wow.
Right? I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's not yes, I know there is hadith that calls sleeping wafat, but it doesn't call it wafat. It calls it wafat al-sughra.
Yes.
The small death or whatever
Yes.
you want. Yeah. But it always brings always says wafat al-sughra, meaning sleeping. Wafat al-kubra, meaning death.
Right.
But in those two verses, it's not sleeping. It does not say wafat sughra. And again, if it's sleeping, the second verse will mean that Jesus slept only one time.
Wow, I never thought about that. That's a different take on that, because my Arabic isn't good enough, to understand all that stuff. But I like the way you explained that. Um, yeah. If I could just play this video and you guys listen to this sheikh because he's kind of dealing with this here.
أنا كنت أنت الرقيب عليهم. Before we start that clip. أنا كنت أنت الرقيب عليهم.
Sorry about that, bro. What did you say?
No. I want to say, so Christians, when they disagree on stuff that's like main doctrine or like Christ, stuff like that, there might be some pushback and all this brother is misguided, whatever. But there's a sheikh, his name's called Sheikh Imran Hussein. He's actually one of my favorite speakers because I just like I don't know, the end time stuff, and like I always fancied him a deep thinker. But I just think it's funny because we're talking about Al Azhar and stuff, and he talks about the Dar Uloom and then Al Azhar is the two top universities, and he's like they have peanuts in their head or whatever. So why he said that, because one of the hadith is like the Euphrates will reveal a mountain of gold. So he said this is the oil that they found, that the American troops, America, whoever found that oil, and that's why they're over there. And then the Salafis or the more traditional Muslims say no, they're literally waiting for a mountain of gold to reveal itself. So then they ostracize him and they call him. It's just funny because they disagree on even how to interpret stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But the stuff where the Christians disagree, it's more like core stuff that you can't really see another way, right?
Right.
Like for me, and I'll end with this point. When I said the other day that to be sanctified, well, it's almost like people say that like it's almost like they disregard your actions as a Christian, right? Because what did Jesus say? Not everyone who says Lord, Lord to me will enter but the kingdom of my Father, but the one who does his will. So you can't just say, oh, I'm a Christian, but I could do what I want. Like, that's why I always try to point that, and then the one sister will always kind of give me some pushback. Oh, he's sounding like he's trying to earn heaven. It's like, yeah, but then because religion's additive, right? You have to add it all up but it says in another place in the Bible that your salvation can be taken from you, and I worry about that. So I don't want to take God lightly, but I also know that I'm saved if I, believe in Jesus. So it's like, it's that balance, brother. But I just think it's so funny that the Muslims do that. They like completely demonize one each other. They call them kafir, and then Shamsi got jumped by the Muslims. I don't know, man.
Well, just look at the way the Shiites and the Sunnis relate to each other and how much they hate each other. I mean, to the point that Saudi Arabia is now making peace with Israel because they want that nuclear umbrella to protect them from Iran. One Muslim country against another Muslim country, and they call each other kafirs. Except for Hassan Nasrallah. Hassan Nasrallah, because he always stands with the Palestinians, he gets extra grace, but otherwise, if you're a Shiite, the Sunnis think you're a kafir, So.
Well, just to correct that, Hassan Nasrallah too, it depends on who he's fighting.
Okay.
he would be called kafir too.
Okay.
So when Israel was in Lebanon, South Lebanon or whatever, he and I think this is when Hezbollah started or became more active because they were fighting the Israelis, and everyone was praising his work. Then the Israelis, leave that region of Lebanon, and you don't hear anything about Hassan Nasrallah until later on when Iran started doing stuff, and you hear things here and there, and then he became more active, or you heard his name more when the Houthi in Yemen or Saudi started this war with Yemen, because they're saying Hassan Nasrallah is supporting them, and he's supported by Iran. So basically, Iran is supporting Hezbollah. Hezbollah is supporting the Houthi.
Wow.
So when he supported when he supported Al-Houthi in Yemen, then he was basically cursed. He
He's
was
a
kafir.
Catholic now. Okay,
Yeah.
now he's a Catholic. So
Yes. So it depends. When right now, because he's helping Hamas,
yes.
even Hamas, who called him kafir just a few years ago, now he is not kafir. He's probably the best of mu'mineen.
Oh.
All right, so it depends on what he's doing, what he's supporting, who's he's helping,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's funny, because yeah, it's like the only thing that unites well, the Israel, Israel unites them because they're both, when they're fighting Israel, they all become Muslims, But then once Israel's out of the picture, those are Kafirs and so
and this happened even during Muhammad's time.
yeah.
When they were fighting the Jews and killing the Christians and all of that, Ali and Abu Bakr and Uthman and all of these were together. When Shia and Sunni things started, they were against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So yeah, it's the same stuff.
Right, because when they were fighting in Syria, and then Qaeda, and then Nusra Front, well, Nusra Front is Qaeda, and then ISIS, like, it's just crazy, man, because, yeah, they just come together, and then, oh, they're killing the Sunnis, they're killing our people, but wait, the Shias are your people too. Well, no, they're not, we just hate them. And then the Alawis, I can't stand not the Alawi people, but, like, Bashar al-Assad, that guy's a demon, bro. Those people are crazy people. I've seen the videos, bro. I pray for those Muslims to wake up that it's not a political issue. This is Islam.
Yeah.
This is Islam. And even Alawites is the offshoot of Islam. They believe, they believe women have no souls and they drink, and
wow.
It's like a syncretic religion that's like one of those secret religions that they don't tell too many people, but I just think those people are very wicked, trashy, barbaric. I mean, I've seen videos like, I don't know, man. It really affected my mental state for a good 6 months. I was really, really kind of going through a rough time. But because why am I mentioning this? Because it's that vengeance. It's like, oh, I hate them. I want to see them burn. I want to see ISIS destroy them, and you'll justify evildoers to ruin other evildoers. Where when you're a Christian, you're like, oh, I pray for these people. I pray Jesus will, So it's just weird having a different scope,
Yeah, we have when we were Christians, we it was like the disciples where they were walking with Jesus once, and then there was a city that the Samaritan village that didn't want Jesus to come to them, and said, John, who's the disciple of love, he asked Jesus, he said, do you want us to pray for fire to come down from heaven and destroy them? And then Jesus rebuked them and said, you don't know the spirit that you are of. The Son of Man did not come to destroy, but to give life, and so, God called us out of Islam, praise the Lord, so that we could know the truth, and also that we could turn around and, hopefully shine the light for them to come out too, and not just for Muslims, for everybody, because, Jesus died for everybody. He loves everybody. So, but I want to play this video here just real
Yeah,
soon.
that video. Yeah, we threw you off.
أنا كنت أنت الرقيب عليهم.
I threw you off.
ما في مشكلة. إيه المشكلة؟ وسيدنا عيسى سيموت إذا نزل من السماء، سيمضي مدة في الدنيا ويموت. يعني وما جعلنا لبشر من قبلك الخلد. أما إذا كنت تقصدين هل مات عيسى ثم رفع، لا، الوفاة أحيانا تطلق على النوم. ففي الآية إني منيمك ورافعك إلي، إني متوفيك بمعنى منيمك. الله يتوفى الأنفس حين موتها والتي لم تمت في منامها، أي يتوفاها في منامها. ونحن نقول عند الاستيقاظ الحمد لله الذي أحيانا بعد ما
Are you
أماتنا
playing
وإليه
the video,
النشور.
Hussein?
وكان
Yeah. Did you see it? Yeah.
I didn't see it, but then it said tap for sound. I'm like, is this something that I did wrong, or is this
Oh.
because it didn't come up on the screen?
Oh, it didn't. Okay, I tried to show it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw it.
you saw it, Yusuf? What would you say about what this guy just said?
So that lady that called, the caller, she asked about the second verse that we mentioned.
Yeah.
What is it? How does it start?
إني متوفيك ورافعك إلي.
The other one, لما توفيتني.
Yes. Yeah.
And notice he never answered this verse. He brought the other verses, which one of them is إني متوفيك ورافعك إلي. He said إني مميتك. Sorry. إني منيمك.
Nimuka. Yeah.
Right. So I make you sleep.
I made you go take a nap.
Yeah. The verse does not say anything about a nap or a sleeping.
Yeah.
And then the other verse that he mentioned, it does say, yes, it does say mutawafika, or what is it? The other verse, it's about sleeping. It's using this word wafat.
Yes.
As
توفى
in sleeping.
أنفس في النوم. توفى
Yes.
أنفس في المنيم في
في
النوم.
المنام. في المنام, right? It mentions في المنام. So yes, it can be used as sleeping, but it has to be used in a certain way to know this is not the death.
Yes.
Right? So the other verse, it says في المنام.
Yes.
When later on he mentioned the last thing that he mentioned, there is like a dua, prayers that you say, or the Muslims say. Again, it was about, it has to mention something about that you make us توفيتنا or تتوفانا.
توفانا. Yes.
And then it says to wake us up. So
Yes.
yes, there is something that mentions waking up, or manam, like bed.
Yes.
Or as I mentioned earlier, wafat al-sughra.
Mm-hmm.
So it cannot just be wafat and it means sleeping. When you use wafat only, it's always death.
It's always death. Yeah. And it's
unless you mention otherwise.
Yes. Right, because I've done a thing where it's 21 times it's used in the Quran. It always means death.
Yeah.
With that one verse, even with that one verse where it says that it's kind of like توفى الأنفس في المنام, you know, that there it's still saying that means that it's a death, you know, that it's a small death, you know, but it's still the death. You know, it still means death, except for the context says that it is sleep. You know, it's very specific that it's about sleep. You know, but this guy's twisting and turning. You know, and he's even pretending at the beginning like he doesn't know what she's saying. You know, you could see how he was, you know, trying to manipulate the words there. He pretends like he doesn't know what she's talking about. He knows exactly what she's talking about, and she's smart because she read it. And she says, you know what? This verse in the Quran is saying Jesus died. Mm-hmm. She said that. She knew that. But he had to do his little game there to try to. But hopefully she said, nope, you're wrong.
Yeah, it's like even in the Bible, when, for example, like things I remember out in my head, when Jesus was supposed to go to Lazarus, right?
Right.
And he said that he's asleep.
Right.
Right. It's kind of the same thing, and people understood that he was asleep. Oh, he's just sick and he slept.
Yeah.
He's asleep. He's tired. He's sick.
Yeah.
Then he says, no, he's not asleep. He's dead.
Yes.
Right. So he has to mention. You know, it's like, yes, he used the word sleep for death,
Yes.
But he mentioned he's not sleeping. This is kind of the opposite, but
It's the opposite of that. Yeah.
kind of the same idea.
Yeah, it's the same. But it's several times in the Bible, it says about when Christians die, it calls it sleep.
Yeah.
Because they're sleeping, because they're going to rise, it's a temporary state, and Christians don't die. He says, those who believe in me shall never die. So we are with him, but yeah, several times in the Bible, it says those who fallen asleep, meaning they died physically, but,
Yeah, and even the Sheikh mentioned the first answer that he gave.
Yes.
He's like, what's the problem? He's gonna die, or he after he comes back, he's gonna die again. So it's, it's like,
but
he's gonna die again, like he died once, right?
Yeah. Well, if you look at him, you can tell he was twisting. He was twisting the words right there. He was pretending he didn't know what she was asking.
Yeah.
That you see that if you understand the Arabic and you look at the way he answered, he knew what she was saying, and he twisted, because it is a problem. This verse is a problem for their theology, because it says Jesus died, so
and that's why he starts his answer with, what's the problem?
No problem here. No, nothing to see here. Just fireworks behind him and everything. And yeah, so yeah, it's cool to have. So, well, you guys, that's kind of what I wanted to show. We had some other stuff that happened today, but this guy, because he was from Al Azhar University, I really wanted to kind of comment on him, and I hope he comes back next week too. I hope he'll come again, and I'm going to take some more materials with me. Hopefully, try to talk to him. If not for his sake, for the sake of the other people who are walking by, because people stop and listen when I'm talking to him. And so that's one reason why I talk loud when he comes, because there's other people listening too, and so yeah, so hopefully eventually some of you guys are going to come down here and help me too, and go out with me. And it's really great when you get an Arabic speaker, because a lot of these guys they don't speak Arabic at this mosque. They speak Bengali or Russian. There's Russians, and so it's cool.
There's this guy that a friend of mine, that he he goes in the street and shares the gospel with people and stuff like that. And a lot of times people will tell him, Muslims will tell him, oh, you don't know about the Quran, you don't know the Arabic and stuff like that. So he keeps telling me, hey, you gotta come with me one time. But every time I go with him, there is no Arabic speakers.
Arabic speakers, right?
No one mentions the Quran to him.
Yeah. Well, that's what usually at this place. It's just something that's been happening lately, is that the Arabic speakers have been more of them have been coming around and talking. So, which is great. So, anyway, it's always fun on Fridays to.
Yeah. Right, man.
Yeah, go ahead, Blackwater.
My brain turns off after a certain hour.
Oh, okay.
Blackwater, you mentioned something about marriage earlier.
Oh God. Well, yeah, I forgot my first question now. It didn't really matter. Well, actually, no. Glory to the Holy Spirit. So, this guy Houston, is he a Muslim, or what's up with this guy? I thought he was a Christian.
I'm not sure. Quran does say Jesus died. Then what exactly is Allah's deception, and what does Houston? I know I don't believe he is a Muslim, but Houston. The other day I was with Father Zechariah on his channel, and I kind of presented an issue similar to this. With it's like it just doesn't make sense. There's no consistency between the different verses of the Quran from one surah to another. And then Father Zechariah said that the problem was with me because I was trying to make sense of the Quran. You cannot make sense of the Quran. And so, yeah, I could see I could kind of get an idea where you're going there with that question. So, and
Yeah,
so,
no, I didn't. Yeah. Well, I didn't think he was a Christian. Sorry to cut you off. Did you?
no, he says he is a Christian. I'm a Christian. What did I say to make me look?
Yeah, no, that's just me and my brain, bro. Don't trust me. Don't worry about me. So, well, I don't know, man. So, can we, whatever. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Anyway, there's a divorced woman. So, like,
You know what? You know what, Blackwater? You know, the particular subject that you brought up, I think I would like to talk to you about it one-on-one.
yes, let's do it.
If we could
Let's save everybody the hassle, bro.
Yeah, maybe after the live stream we could talk about this. So yeah.
Good.
It's
Yeah.
a very important
You talk to him more like freely about something.
yeah. So all right, you guys. Well, I really appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you I appreciate your comments and your understanding. You know, it's so cool when you have an Arabic speaker who can read the Arabic and you know, explain it to us. You know, it's like I can, but my Arabic is you know, and so so it's really great to have a native Arabic speaker to and reader to help out with this. So thank you guys.
My pleasure. Anytime, brother.
Yeah, and thank you to everybody too. Lucky, God bless you, Lucky. You know, that's kind of the subject that we were going to talk about. So, you know, we'll be on hopefully tomorrow night, and tomorrow night we'll try to go back to our 7 o'clock, you know, California time instead of this late, because I know it's pretty late where some of you guys are. So, so thank you so much for being with us, and so if you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. يسوع ساعدني. يسوع سامحني. يسوع ادخل قلبي. He loves you and we love you. And thank you for being with us. And I got to show off my new intro again here. So. Okay.
Love you, Tiger. Have a good night.
If you have ever wondered why dull apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth, this happens.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
You're going to have to repeat that.
Now we know
that the standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say.